everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Colleen, and I would welcome you to hit the subscribe button and follow along with us. For those of you that have been here a while, you know that I come from a small town in the Rocky Mountains of British Columbia, Canada, and I have the absolute pleasure of having been raised in this small town too, which today it probably doesn't happen that much, that you get to be a senior citizen in the town that you were raised in. But that is the case for me. And recently, while I was in the grocery store, I bumped into a lady that it's been an acquaintance of mine for years, like, I don't know if she would want me to say how many years, but quite a number of years anyway. And we were talking, I overheard her talking to somebody about a recipe. And, you know, always being on the lookout for a new recipe, I listened in. And pretty soon she said, "Oh, here, this is the simplest recipe." And I thanked her and said, "Hey, would you mind if I shared this on my YouTube channel? Because we're always looking for a new recipe." And she said, "No, and this one is so simple." She said, if you had, you know, some kind of a little get together or just want a simple snack in the evening, this would be a perfect recipe. So I had my grocery list in my hand and I wrote down the few ingredients that she told me to, and as I was walking away, she said, "Oh, wait, do you want one more?" And I said, "Well, of course." I still had room left on my paper, so of course I would take one more. So I have two recipes today to share for you that came from Lil Robison, and I am excited to share them. And then I also have one really simple one that you may not have seen before, but we've been using for, you know, 4 or 5 years now. That just works great for dipping and takes no time at all to make. So I'll gather everything up. We can basically make 3 snacks in a really short amount of time. I would say under a half an hour we can have 3 of them ready. So stay with us. We'll be right back. So while we were in the grocery store, we never got a name for these items. You know how sometimes you'll pass a recipe and you just don't get a name with it. So I'm going to call this ham cream cheese spread, because this is it's the main ingredients in this. So this is a can, and whatever one you're used to buying. I haven't bought flakes of ham for many years, I have to say. So I'm just using my store brand flakes of ham into a bowl. This only requires 3 ingredients. So I'm just gonna put it into the bowl, flake it up. And I'm sure that if I'm not doing this correctly, the next time I see Lil, she'll let me know. And then we can fix it up. But it was one of those things she made sound so easy, I would find it hard to mess it up, I think. And, you know, I think this would be great if you were having people over for cards, or if you were just sitting around maybe watching a movie and you just felt like you needed a little snack, or, you know, midday, who knows. And then I have one of these containers of herb and garlic spreadable cream cheese. Not sure if that's exactly the one she meant, but she said one of the tubs of herb and garlic. So here we go. And I'm gonna dump that whole tub in there because she didn't say otherwise. She said a tub. So we're going to assume she meant the whole tub. And I'm going to do my best to clean it out. And then the last item in this one was 3 green onions chopped. I wonder if you have some recipes like these that require a few ingredients that you think people would be interested in having, so that they had some quick, easy recipes for their homes and their entertaining. There are lots of different ones. If you're interested, I can share more. These just happened to be on my mind because I ran into Lil. And while we talked about the recipe, I walked away after we were done, and then I thought, no, I'm gonna try this right away before I forget it. So I went right back down the aisles again, and I picked up the things I needed. So in goes the green onions. I'm gonna mix this up. As you can see, it certainly didn't take long. And give it a good stir. Now I'm sure you could add other things to this maybe. I don't want to add anything else to it until I've had an opportunity to test it and taste it and, you know, stand around and hum and haw for a bit, because that's what we do when we're tasting new recipes. Now, I've just got a little cracker here. It's not fancy. I think you should do it with any cracker that you like. This is fire roasted vegetable thins, actually. And I'm going to give this a try right off here. Okay. You would not know that is a can of flakes of ham. You may not be able to put your finger right on what it was, but you certainly wouldn't say that came out of a can. Wow, well, that's a good one. That's definitely a keeper. In fact, that may be my lunch today. I'm going to set that one aside. And we'll move on to the next one. Now, you may have heard in the background, my oven beep. I've set my oven for 325 degrees. So in this little baking dish, I have 1/4 cup of butter, and I'm going to put it in the microwave and melt it. And when it's done, I'll be right back. So that only took about 20 seconds to melt that. Now, Lil told me I could add anything to this that I wanted to as far as flavors go. So I'm just going to rasp a little bit of garlic into this dish. I might do, I think probably one clove is going to be plenty, but you know, whoever heard of too much garlic? Oh, I think that's going to be good. So 1 clove of garlic, and I rasped it really fine, but I suppose you could also chop it really fine. The next ingredient in this one is, I couldn't get the grands, which is the kind that she recommended. So I got the flaky rolls instead. For my own purposes at home, I would probably make my own biscuits because I make a really good biscuit. And if you're looking for a biscuit recipe, then by all means look into the description box below. I'll add a link to my video where I show you how to make a homemade biscuit. So this one has 5 biscuits in it. I'm just going to figure out if I can get into it here. I'm already making the face. You know the one where you get skinny eyes because you know it's going to pop, but you don't know when. And there it goes. Now she said, take the biscuits, and these would be, you know, the grands biscuits. As I said, I couldn't find them in the grocery store. Didn't have them. Whoops, dropped. And she said to cut up the biscuits into quarters and chuck them into the pan. And ooh, already my brain is working. I'm thinking of all kinds of things that I could do. I'll bet we could add some parsley to the top of these. I'll bet we could add cheese, maybe some Parmesan cheese. But definitely, I definitely think I would like to try this with my own biscuits, but I definitely always try a new recipe exactly, or pretty much exactly, as the ingredients have been given to me. So the oven is set on 375 degrees. Did I tell you that part? 375 degrees. And I forgot to look at the package. How long do they cook? Because you cook them according to the package directions. 14 to 18 minutes. 14 to 18 minutes. There, I have the last of them in the pan. I hope that you can see them there. And one more step to go. I almost forgot this. Now, Lil assures me that although she doesn't like blue cheese, she likes it in this recipe. So here I go. I have about 2 ounces, which is I think about what she said, of blue cheese that I'm just crumbling. And I'm going to just cover these little biscuit bits. Seems like a lot. Maybe it should have been half that. Good thing we love blue cheese at our house. I'll definitely trial it for you afterwards so that you know for sure. Now, I'm just going to put this into that 375 degree oven. Not before I wash my hands though. And then I'm going to cook them 14 to 18 minutes or until they're golden brown. And we will start on the next one because it can actually go in the oven at the same time. So let's get going. Now the last thing on the list today didn't come from Lil. And Lil, I appreciate so much you sharing those recipes with me. It's wonderful to be able to add something new to your lineup of things. Now if I can get into this. Now this, I have a package of salami. In this package there's 125 grams, or you know, about $40 worth. Kidding. Although meat has gotten really expensive. So this is just a salami, an Italian salami. Now salami comes in either beef or pork, or a mix of beef or pork, just whichever one you care for the most, or that maybe you find on sale. It doesn't have to be particularly great quality. I mean, I wouldn't want it to be something you wouldn't want to eat, but I'm just laying these out. We're going to make some salami crisps. And I'm just laying them out on a piece of parchment paper on an old sheet tray, and I'm going to, and the reason I did that is because they will stick to the bottom of your pan, so a piece of parchment paper helps with that. Line it, it also helps with the cleanup afterwards. So I didn't use the whole container. I'll put the rest in the fridge because it's just me home today, so I will be getting busy on these right away. I'm going to put these into the oven at the same time, 375, and I'm going to watch them. But all this fat in here will start to melt away, and it just leaves the meat part, which will get really crisp like a potato chip. And they're just delicious. So follow me back. I'll be back in a few minutes. Now here are the little crisp as they come out of the oven. I'm just going to transfer them onto a paper towel so that they can drain, because we have just cooked all of the fat out of them. And when you first take them out, they might seem a little floppy, but they will definitely firm up. These were 10 minutes in a 375 degree oven. So they went in at the same time as the, what will we call that? That blue cheese garlic biscuit pull apart. The things we're making up. That's what we're doing. Okay, and now I'm going to set these aside because the oven is about to beep again, and it'll mean that 18 minutes has elapsed and that the pull apart biscuits are ready to come out of the oven. Oh my goodness, They are looking and smelling absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm gonna let these cool for a few minutes because you can see that they're still bubbling away in the pan. I'm gonna let them cool, and then I am going to show you the finished product on my little board so that you can see how I would also serve it. And I'll let you know how I feel about the flavor of these. Now here we are. Look at these beauties. So here we have the little bits of ham cream cheese on just a simple cracker. And here we have the salami chips, and they are crunchy now. I love this treat. And last but not least, we have the little pull-apart buns. And Lil said you can just pull them out of the pan, and look at these little sweeties. You can just stack them up and serve them either cold, or these are warm, more than room temperature but not hot. And that would be a yummy tray to serve to your friends or guests, or just to pass back and forth between you and your husband and enjoy. And we did all of this, prepared all of these little snacks in under 30 minutes. So I think these are all keepers. Now I'm just gonna try this last one because I haven't tried it yet. This is the biscuit with the blue cheese and garlic on it. Okay, so I can taste the blue cheese, which is good by me because I love blue cheese. But you may want to skip the blue cheese on these and think of something else that you could add, like a melty cheese. What about if we used a herb and garlic cream cheese like these? That would be delicious too. Anyway, folks, thank you so much to Lil for sharing her recipes in the grocery store aisle with me. And I hope that you have enjoyed them, and that if you have, that you will like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and the best thing you can do to help me out is share this on your social media. So share it to Facebook. That would be fantastic. Until next time, folks, I am really, really happy to be bringing you delicious snacks such as the ones below. Cheerio, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.